We already pulled the engine out to paint the engine bay, so we're going to be going through and giving it a whole new set of seals, including a head gasket since we already have it out. It's always important when you're working on something like this to organize your bolts so you know it'll go back together smoothly later. Because this is an interference engine, we have to make sure the pistons are low enough in the cylinder that there's no way they can contact the valves. It's also important to loosen the cam puller bolts before you release the tension on the timing belt. Ask me how I know that. Now that the timing belt's off, we'll be working getting the valve cover off and then taking the cams out. It's important to remember to remove all the bolts in the correct order so you don't warp the cams out of the head while you're taking it apart. It's also worth mentioning that the bolts used to hold the head on are a 12.14mm socket, which I definitely didn't have then and had to track down. But once all 6 of them are removed, we can give the head a little smack with a hammer and then it can be pulled off. Now that we have a good look inside the engine, we can see that there's not a lot of corrosion buildup and the head gasket was pretty new, so it's good to know that the previous owner was doing their maintenance. We're going to give the mating surface a good clean with a brake clean and an abrasive pad, and then it's the same thing on the other side. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow. I'm going to show you how I did valve seats without a valve spring compressor.